everybody? It's your girl, Indescribeabull, aka Jerrilyn Lake, and I'm hanging out with my bestie for the restie.
Hey, Lynee Monae, and this is the She Said It First podcast on the Urban One Podcast Network.
Come on, friend. I love it here. You always just make me feel so proud to be your co-host. I just want you to know. Make sure y'all check in with us, speakpipe.com/She Said It First. We love to hear your thoughts on each episode. If you need advice or a little guidance, full disclaimer, do with this information what you want to do with it, okay? We are not therapists.
At all.
We are not financial advisors.
I don't have a certificate. I didn't go to no seminars online. I did nothing. I just showed up. That's it.
Look, friend, before we get sued, okay? Let's make sure. One of us said, well, I lost my custody of my children listening to... No. Now, we was just talking. We was just being funny, okay?
That was it.
But make sure y'all weigh in. I love it here. I love Lynee, and I love this podcast, and so we would love to hear from you guys. But, friend, What? I'm gonna let you go first. What irritated you this week? Because I fear I might be talking too long if I.
Jesus Christ, is that bad? Lord have mercy. Okay. Oh. What irritated me was my period. Let me tell you why my period, girl. Because a period gonna do it for you every time. The period irritated me because why do I have to be irritated 3 to 4 days before I actually come on my period? That's pissing me off. Right. Now I'm irritated for 40 days and 40 nights. Okay, I don't get no breaks. Like, why I got to be irritated? Girl, it's a flood coming. Girl, I'm so irritated. Like, why do it have to be like that? And then you're like, why? I'm just like, little things is pissing me off. Just small, just like people existing is enough to just send me right over the edge. You know? Then I check my calendar and it's like, everyone's safe. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. False alarm, guys. Everything's good. It's just my period's coming. My period's coming. No worries. Everyone's good.
Oh my gosh. No, because being a woman, and then, you know what? I'm going to switch gears because for mine, girl, what irritated me? When you be on your period, here come a man out of nowhere making it worse. Girl. Listen. Bro, homeboy, my dog.
Like,
I love you, but no, I don't want to be sexual. No, I don't want to rub your back.
No.
Okay? Don't want to hear about nothing you got going on. Let me just break something down for the people who don't understand. Being a woman, okay, depending on the length of your cycle, all right? Mm-hmm. You got about 5 to 7 business days of normal hormonal activity in the entire month, okay?
Agreed.
There's ovulation. There's the actual cycle, okay? The menstruation part, okay? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's probably the worst part. And then you got a random 10 to 15 days where you just might be sad. You might be horny. You might be angry. You might be eating everything inside. You're bloated. You're irritated for no reason. So you got about 5 to 7 business days, okay? Of me being a normal human being. The rest of the days of the month,
it's questionable.
I could bite you in your sleep. Might bite you in your sleep, okay?
No,
so that is what has irritated me. Since the beginning of time, I'm sick of it. And I know who fault it was. And when I get to heaven, I plan on going to HR and discussing it.
Girl.
Because Eve, you're going to have to run this phase, sis.
Please, you're going to have to run this phase. Baby, you got to get this work. You got to. Because nobody told you to do that.
A game no more.
And to
what were you
I
thinking?
Could be walking around butt naked if you didn't. Buying clothes is expensive. Buying clothes is so expensive.
I'm tired.
Ma'am, the nerve of you, I could just be in my natural bed and be comfortable. Now you got me shamed. I'm covering up myself.
Girl, I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad. I'm
sick of it. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad that we both feel the same way about womanhood. Now, while I do enjoy, being feminine and all of these things, girl.
Of course.
I also got to tell you what happened.
Girl, what happened?
So, Tems, Nigerian superstar at this point. There's a video out of her talking about the type of clothes that she wears when she goes to the studio. So apparently she wears baggy clothes to studio sessions because, she's trying to work, she's trying to learn. And apparently these clothes don't make men feel like she's trying to be seductive. And I got some things I want to say about this, but how do you feel about her just naturally thinking that she needs to tone down her wardrobe or dress a certain type of way so she doesn't come off as seductive? Like, what?
I definitely think it's a trauma response. I definitely think that's a trauma response. Because I don't think as women we realize how much we're triggered on a day-to-day basis, right? We leave the house, we're trying to just run and get something out the trunk. And it's somebody like, hey, you look good. Like, you just constantly being harassed. You know what I'm saying? Red bonnet. Pink slippers. You just like, dang it, I can't catch a break. I can't even run to my car and get something so simple. I definitely think this is a trauma response to either something that has happened to her, something she witnessed happen to somebody else, or something she heard about. So definitely go talk to the lady, because I want you to be comfortable in your own skin and show up as just you. And I need your essence, your aura to exude hell no. Okay? Yeah. It just need to exude that. You don't have to cover yourself up. However, if I can tell you a story, right? So my first time doing stand-up comedy, I had on a shirt similar to this, right? But it was, girl, you can't see, but throw some D's on there. Okay, it's giving, okay? Them things came in the club jumping, okay? It was a lot going on. So I went up on that stage, girl, and I was saying my number, and girl, my titties was going, and I didn't even realize, like, that's what was happening, because I was so excited to do stand-up for the first time. Well, I finally finished my set. I thought it was great. Everybody was laughing. I did really good. I sat down in the audience to listen to the next person come on, and he made at least 3 to 5 minutes of his sets talking about my titties the whole time. He talked about my titties the entire time, had men in the audience commenting on my boobs and how they were jiggling and how he wanted to do all this stuff to me, just over sexualizing me completely. I'm in a comedy era and I'm a comedian, so I was able to laugh it off, but it really wasn't funny, and I was extremely uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. And this is my first gig, right? So since that time, I vowed to never wear any revealing clothes doing hosting, comedy shows, anything like that. That's a trauma response to how somebody made me feel when I was just in my own comfortable skin. So I have had to do that before. But on the flip side, and I won't stay here all day, girl, I done woke and rolled up out that bed, child. Ain't done a thing. Needed gas in the car. Late in the midnight hour. Okay? Late in the midnight hour. And they can't leave me alone. So, what do you do, friend? What you do?
Girl, I be out there, sweatpants, hair tied, chilling with no makeup on. Because I'm not. This is what's frustrating about what she's saying. While we can completely relate, we both know that it doesn't matter how you look. It doesn't matter what you wear, how you speak, what's on your head, if you got hair or not. A lot of men will sexualize you just because. If they can tell you have a figure or they like your face. I don't have nobody. So when people see me, they got to go straight to the face. They see the eyes and it's up from there, you know? So it's like, it doesn't matter. You can be fine, stacked like a brick house, or you can be little old flat chested meat. Like, these men are vultures and it's annoying. So my concern is, instead of challenging men to check their impulses and be a little bit more mature in professional settings, obviously, why is the onus on us to be cautious of how we dress and how we carry ourselves so we don't entice men? What are you, wild animals?
I feel that. And yes, and to answer that, if I can interject, they
are animals. Yeah. What you asked.
But yes, they are.
That is crazy.
That is crazy, though. You have a valid point. That is crazy. I think, that is so true. Why do we automatically take the blame for something someone else did to us, or made us feel uncomfortable and feel like she has to be in baggy clothes? And you would think leaving things to the imagination, but it just make it more imaginative. I guess they just take it as far as they want. I don't know. I want her to stand in her power, though. She does have power. I don't like the fact that I feel like she feels like she gotta kind of lower
make herself small,
shrink herself. Thank you. She was trying to shrink herself so that she could fit in those spaces so that it wouldn't take away from her craft. But I do want her to gain her power back and show up however she feel comfortable. And if the answer is no, then it's no. And if that you gotta do something strange for a little piece of change, that ain't for you, baby. That's not that ain't your lane. Stay away from that person anyway if they can't conduct business with you. Like, you're super talented. So I get exactly.
That's the thing. Like, I'm so glad that I'm talented, because there are so many people that they think that they have to compromise their morals to get ahead just because someone is flirting with them. And I've been in so many situations where it's like, oh my gosh, these men will mess up a whole bag trying to get some coochie.
Yes.
And I don't even want you. Like, we could have been on BET, HBO. Like, we could have had a TV special. Like, ain't no telling what type of work and great heights we could have achieved. But you wanted to settle for some coochie.
That's all you wanted.
And I get it. Like people will, it's a lose-lose for women because, well, don't you want somebody to find you attractive? Bro, we're in Waffle House. Like, we're working. Yeah, like, this is my job. You know,
finding me attractive. Yeah, but finding me attractive and over-sexualizing me is two totally different things. You can find somebody attractive and never make them feel uncomfortable. Telling me you look nice today and saying, God damn.
Right.
Them some nice titties you got. Like, it's wild. Like,
people just be having no home training. I'm like, bro, who taught you how to compliment a woman? Because at this point, you should be locked up, jailed, and fined.
That part.
You're a threat to society.
Yeah.
Like, you should be in prison. Yeah. I don't know. So how do we have this conversation with our young girls? Because I've had this conversation with a teenager before, and it's so crazy to me how she just came right out and said, she was like, well, why do I have to dress a certain type of way? Because men are creepy and they want to look at me. And I said, baby, I wish I had a valid explanation for you. The only thing I can tell you is that you can't dress this way because some people feel like it's an invitation. And unfortunately, it is your job to make sure other people are not crazy. Like, nobody else in the world feels like that except women. Ain't that crazy?
That's crazy. And it's like, it's for your safety. And that's just hard to even say, that you got to cover up for your safety because I don't want anything to happen to you. That is sad. It's horrible. You know what I mean? Like, but it's like, you know, the lesser of two evils, because it's like you empower her, of course, to wear what she wants to wear, and then something happens. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know how to talk to our young girls about this, but to just see the bigger picture until we're in a space where we can collaboratively take responsibility for this, we do have to protect ourselves. And if nobody else is going to protect us, we do have to protect ourselves. I'm not really like a revealing girl. You know what I mean? I'm not somebody who wear like super small clothes. I am pretty conservative. I might show a little skin here and there, but I'm not very revealing. And that's part of the reason. The part of the reason is because of exactly what you said, like being attractive or having a nice body, showing too much skin. I have been in situations where I was over-sexualized and I feel very uncomfortable. And so it has just conditioned me to not show and reveal too much. And I hate that, but I want to be safe.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, like, as we can see, it doesn't really matter what you wear. Yeah. It doesn't really matter how your body is. You know, like, at what point do we have the conversation with men like, yo, chill? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all have these conversations with each other. Tell your homeboy to chill. Like, you know, everybody knows that one homeboy who's always like, here, drink this. Here, drink this. Or, oh, bro, where the hoes at? Where the hoes at? Like, oh my God, foaming at the mouth almost. And I'm just, I just be like, it's a reason why. So when I work with men, whether you are single, whether you are dating, whether you are married, like, I don't care what your relationship status is. I don't care if I find you attractive or not. Yeah. There is a boundary that I put between every man I work with. Yes. Because if I'm going into the studio, I'm not there after 9 o'clock. Because I need the sun to be up when I come up out of here. Yeah. And during daylight saving time, it's worse. No, I'm sorry. I can't be out here after 5 p.m. Because if somebody see me coming out of here, it's crazy that I think like this. But I don't want nobody to. Exactly. I don't want nobody to see me and be like, well, what was she doing over there with them? And, bro, I could be wearing a potato sack. I could be wearing, you know, like, it really don't matter. And we have to go through all these extra hoops to just be left alone. Like,
yeah,
bro, leave me alone.
It's hard. Like, please leave us alone. Please leave us alone. And you know what I was thinking while you was talking is like, are we outnumbered?
What you mean?
With the modest women, or like women like me and you and Tems, because you talking about Tems, are we outnumbered? Because it feels as though this like type of interaction is acceptable because there are more women who show more revealing clothing and want something in return. They want a free record. They want you to do the studio time for free. They want to do what they got to do to get ahead. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, are we outnumbered?
Well, I mean, did you see the BET Awards this past weekend?
I did.
Okay, so ass. And I'm not taking anything away from the women who were there. They were telling, obviously these people were booked to do this show because they have some type of influence and they knew that people would tune in to see them. Their fans, which would tune in. So I'm not trying to slight anybody or speak negatively about anybody's work ethic or career. But something like, when you ask the question, are we outnumbered?
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Yes. Because all we see, our favorite artists are telling us, use him for money, shake this ass, throw your pussy in his face. Like, it's all this. And it's been this for a while. And I'm not saying that music is the problem. I'm saying that it can't be helping. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the narrative, it's not helping push the narrative in a positive direction. Yeah, I agree. That's what I was, because I'm like, why do they feel so comfortable? Like, we must be outnumbered, you know?
Because it works. It works on other women, so why it ain't working on you? You know what I'm saying? Like, at first glance, why would I think you're any different than any other woman I've tried to over-sexualize to use as leverage? You know what I'm saying? Like, what makes you different? Who are you? And that's how they feel when they approach us. So I'll be like, bro, I don't know. At this point, you need flea shots, rabies shots.
Right.
We this close to people just in the grocery store.
I'm done.
In the grocery store, it's ridiculous.
Girl,
what do you think is speeding this? Because we to parlay into the next topic. Pornhub is being blocked in 12 states across the United States. So is it like, are these men like fantasizing? Because I would like to think that porn might have something to do with, over sexualization of just random people. Like you got in your head what you saw on your laptop last night. And I don't know, what do you think? Because I think it's interesting that they're blocking it in 12 states. And you got to verify your age once you access the site. Like, it's a lot going down. And I'm wondering how it all ties into our everyday lives.
So I think, over-sexualizing, girl, that's just sex now. Like, we done stepped out of the over-sexualizing. Now we just doing it. Like,
and doing it.
Like, so I don't know. Well, I do know one of them states was in Maryland. I look for Atlanta. It's not up there either. So we're not affected by this at all.
First of all, mind your business. Them folks that ask you nothing about Atlanta, mind your business.
I'm just trying to say, we're just not affected by this. This really has nothing to do with us, to be honest.
Okay, you're right.
No worries here. But my sentiments to everybody that's affected. It's like, nah, girl, can you imagine how many parents gonna be going to the NBA trying to get temporary license, the way them kids gonna have them trying to put in the birthday and like show a picture of the ID? Girl, that's gonna be a mess. But
I just like Photoshop about to be through the roof.
Girl, off the hook, the way they about to be stealing them parents' license trying to get on there. But what about the other point? Pornhub is not are they really stopping anything? Because Pornhub is literally not the only place where you can
Twitter.
see. Twitter.
Twitter is porn.
Twitter is I don't have a Twitter, but
and that's why I have one and I don't use it.
Girl, Twitter is too much for me.
I refuse. As soon as I open my app, it's ass. Like, come on, bro. I don't even time to talk to God for real. Like, y'all doing too much. Like,
why is it so ratchet over there? Like, I just can't. I can't. Twitter is too much for me. Like, I don't know. But you're right. That's another place where people can just see porn or see people doing what they do. And it's not no restrictions. I don't think that this is going to change anyone who has the urge to do what they want to do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see it really affecting. What do you think?
Same. I think that if they block it in just on porn, like there are so many other places people can get porn. Like there are sex shops that sell DVDs. I know that it's archaic and it's from the Stone Age, but you think somebody won't dust off their VHS if they got nostalgic memories tied to, you know what I'm saying? Like Booty Talk Volume 4. Come on, like let's be real. Let's be real. So I think the intention is good, but I think that the states and Congress, Supreme Court could do a lot better by maybe gun control.
Hello?
Let's talk about women's reproductive rights.
Come on.
Voting restrictions and the access
talk about it.
Ability for Black and brown and underserved communities. Let's talk about making sure that they're able to vote. And then restoring voting rights to felons, because if you can be the president and be a felon, I think that there are other things that we could be talking about besides people getting sex on the internet, because at the end of the day, they're going to get it from a lot of different places. We just got bigger fish to fry. So I'm wondering why, what meeting this came up in. What was y'all talking about? Who said, you know what we need to do?
Let's ban
I got something. Got something for y'all. It's ridiculous.
It's crazy. And you made some valid points, and I hope you guys was really listening, because baby, Jerrilyn just said something. Friend just said a word. I just think that our focus is always in the wrong direction. We always talking about either banning Pornhub, banning TikTok, getting rid of abortions. Like, we are always talking about the wrong thing, and we're always having the wrong conversations.
Right.
Like, I just don't understand who's at the table. Who's at the table? Who's bringing up these conversations? And why is this so important right now when there are so many other things to discuss? That is scary to me as a whole.
It does. It seems like a distraction, because when you think about the way the Supreme Court is literally rolling back rights, girl, it's about to be 1864. Okay, like have you seen The Handmaid's Tale?
No, what's The Handmaid's Tale?
Girl, okay. Sidebar: The Handmaid's Tale comes on Hulu, and it's basically about a society in where women are made to just be baby factories. Like the rich and wealthy take the poor women. It don't matter if you black, white. It don't matter. If you ain't got no money, you are basically a broodmare. Like they are trying to get your babies.
Oh my God.
And so the main protagonist, she's like on this journny to get her baby back. Because after you carry a child for 8 to 9 months, you're devoted to them. And so, girl, it's just ridiculous. It's like, it's so America 2024 is scary. Like we are so close to living in this society. And so when I think about stuff like this, y'all don't want people to watch Pornhub. These folks, baby, pedophilia is rampant. Like gun control.
Human trafficking. There's so many things. Like
homelessness.
Stressful.
Like
it's stressful.
Poverty, food deserts, like redlining. Like there's so many other things that we could be working to. But the problem is this country, it wasn't built for people that look like us, right?
Yeah.
And I think that when we often quote the Constitution, we're talking about old white men from hundreds of years ago. And none of those things are relevant. And so we see this in, watching that debate was scary to me.
It was
you got both of them about to need oxygen.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like
barely making it through. Barely making it through. They struggled through the whole thing. And
these are our options.
Biden. Like, y'all.
I'm tired. And I hate to just be on the soapbox rant right now, but like I work with some nonprofit organizations, and they constantly are like the average person wouldn't know this stuff. Yeah. Like if we don't go get this information, we're not gonna know. Nope. And so for y'all to be sitting up talking about what Pornhub is destroying, Pornhub ain't did
nothing.
But make people have to pay for certain access when it's free on a lot of other platforms. So I just think it's a waste of time. We could have put something else on the docket that day.
I agree.
Meanwhile, kids are steady getting shot up in school. So,
girl,
I'm sorry I had to say it that way, but it's the reality.
Say it. Because let me tell you this. Because obviously nobody else wants to talk about it. So we need to be having the conversation. Nobody else is doing the work. So we must do it. Like, we don't have a choice.
Yeah. It's getting out of hand. And to, like, I don't know what the producers were. I ain't gonna call their names, but I don't know what the producers was on this episode, because, baby, it is on and popping, okay? This next headline. West Virginia couple indicted on nearly 20 charges for adopting Black children and using them as slaves. I'm going to let it sit with you. I'm going to let it sit so you can understand what I said. Adopting Black children and using them as slaves, okay? Donald Ray Lance, 63. Jean K. Whitefeather, 62. Appeared in Kanawha County Court on Tuesday and entered not guilty pleas to over a dozen new charges, which include human trafficking of a minor, using a minor in forced labor, and child neglect, posing significant risk of serious bodily harm or death. They're being accused of having their 5 adopted Black children to work on their farm and basically neglecting them. What the hell?
What the hell? I'm really sitting here in disbelief. I'm not by that, though. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just can't believe that it's still happening in 2024. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not by them, because they were designed that way. You know what I mean? Like, you were designed that way.
Their blood.
Is it, friend?
Evolution works for animals now. Humans are an animal. If we want to get scientific, like, we learn certain things over time. So. Okay. We adapt
to learn behavior. Them people old. But I just hate that. What? Them people old. They done seen some stuff. You said 70-something and 60-something. Them people old. They done seen some stuff. They are well aware of what's going on. I just hate that for my babies, because that's a part of their life that they're always going to remember. So we have to not train them, but, get them thinking that society is not, if you go into another home, you don't have to worry about this. You know what I mean? Like, we want to project positivity into their life now, because they've seen so much negative and they so used to being treated unfairly that going to another environment, they may think they're going to be treated the same way. I would pray to God that that's not the case, but I don't want them to go into it thinking that I am a slave, that I have to take care of these things. I'm going to be neglected and abused and treated unfairly. Like, I hate that for them. I hate that that's a part of their story now. 5 of them. And the nerve of you, the all-around gall of you, to adopt 5 Black children. And Jerrilyn?
Nope, because I was going to say it. That's why I don't like it. I don't like it, friend. I don't.
Okay, because you read my mind today.
Social media. This is the social media clip I'm telling you right now. I don't think that white people should be allowed to adopt and foster Black children. And let me tell you why. I want to know what other people think about this, because we live 2 totally different lifestyles. Yeah. You don't get the same lectures about being stopped by the police, being harassed in a public store, being treated less than human in fast food restaurants, bars, walking down the street. You don't understand being over policed as a white person, because you have a certain privilege. So passing this down to Black children who will never have the same access and privilege as you is scary, and it's reckless, and I feel like it could be considered endangerment. Me personally.
I agree. That's so crazy how you read my mind.
I love that kid.
How did you know? How did you know? That's why I'm like, and Jerrilyn, because that's when it pisses me off. Yes. That's when it pisses me off, because I see the, blended families where they have adopted a Black child. Can I just off the rail? I'm not even off the rail. I'm still on the rail. I'm hanging off a little bit.
I want to hear it.
Don't you adopt no Black child and not figure out how to do their hair, because that pisses me off as well. You are not allowed to adopt no Black kids and not learn how to do no Black hair.
Also true.
That drives me crazy. You must figure out how to get her to a beautician, a hair salon, where Black women are at. I don't want you to take her to where you go. I want you to find where Black. You gonna have to go to the hood. You gonna have to go to the hood.
She can't go to Sally's. She can't go.
No, she can't go to Sally's. You got to figure out. You got to make some Black connections, and I need you to get that baby hair, and I need you to get that boy hair cut with a fade. We don't do just regular cut. We do fades. We do lines sometimes on the side. I need you to make sure that they look their absolute best, because the one thing that also pisses me off is the fact that they look like they're out of place.
Yes.
They're already out of place. I don't like how they look out of place.
Yes,
that
absolutely.
bothers me. So yeah, I just wanted to get that off my chest, but I totally agree.
1000% agree with you. And I just believe it's because so much of our existence and our well-being depends on knowing so much about white people, and they don't have that reality. Mm-hmm. Like we be knowing all the TV shows, all the celebrities, all of their business, all of their everything. Do you think these people know who Childish Gambino is?
Right.
Well, never mind. They might. That was being slick. But no, honestly, do you think white people sit up and watch Living Single? Do you think they watch Martin?
Absolutely not.
The TV shows that was important to us growing up, that taught us a lot about our ethnicity and culture, the games that we played, roasting, joning, community amongst each other. Them people don't know nothing about us. Yeah. And you're telling me that because they are financially able to provide, that we should put our babies... It's so crazy to me that if I can't take care of my kids, the state will take them away from me and pay somebody else to take care of them. Mm-hmm. Hello? I could have used the money.
Pay me to take care of my kids.
Obviously, I'm struggling. But when you say that, though, when you know that we've been historically, right, discriminated against, disenfranchised, placed in situations where we cannot survive, we can't get healthy food, we don't have access to healthcare. Healthcare being tied to your job, insane. A lot of people can't afford. Think about a part-time job. I know I'm really on a rant right now, but it hurts my heart so much to see stuff like this. And that's why I'm like, you can't, bro, it's getting worse. Okay. Yeah. Because now it's not about race and ethnicity. It's about the haves and the have-nots. And this gap between the haves and the have-nots is widening. And I know that was a hell of a Hail Mary, just all feel, but...
I do want to touch something, though, because I have to say this. So, because I have seen... I think that's where I was going. I have seen the blended families with the black children and the white family. And I even seen a black woman with a white child. I think that my biggest thing is making sure that they are treated fairly. I don't necessarily turn my nose up every time I see it. In this situation, absolutely. This was disgusting. But in every situation, when it comes to finances or them having a home, or maybe they was pulled out of a situation that was actually horrible and brought into this family that has money and able to take care of them and they're good, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. You know what I mean? Because if a child was in a horrible condition and you took them out and gave them something amazing to look forward to, always going to root for that. I think the issue is when you don't learn enough, like you said, you don't learn enough about Black culture. You don't try to learn enough. You're not surrounding yourself and you're not instilling in them where they come from because they're not white. So you not learning the background history and teaching them about themselves or even learning how to do their hair, learning what type of fashion they might want to be into. It don't always have to be urban, but still allowing them the same freedom to be completely Black and not change them into anything outside of that unless it's done on their own will. That's where I have a problem.
Yeah. I think it's just about protection. I don't know that our babies are 100% safe because now we got Susie's sausage head decided that they needed, slaves. God, in 2024 on this land? On this land, that is insane to me. So
that's crazy.
Like you said, if they're in a situation where they're being provided for and they're cared for, obviously that's always great. And I know people are going to hate me for saying this, but I don't care. I'll take all the heat. Stop putting our Black children in these white homes with people who are not committed to learning about their culture, where they come from, and how to properly raise them. Because the life lessons and rules that we have don't apply to y'all.
Oh, it's so different.
Okay, they don't apply to y'all. So I'm just saying, before you get some kids for the check and make them slaves, how about we do a little background research? That's just...
Oh, that hurt my heart. That one hurt me, friend. Oh, it hurt my heart.
I know. I didn't know we was going to go there, but...
I didn't know either.
I'm so sorry to this man. I'm so sorry. Because the people who had no idea they were coming here for this today... we get into it. So we talk and we laugh and we entertain, but we do have very real opinions, and I'm just glad that we're able to share them with people. So moving on. I'll get off of it. Our boy our boy Uncle Shay Shay. Now Shannon Sharpe, he been in the news a lot, because he's gotten his viral clips from his interviews and stuff like that.
Yes.
But he came to RenderATL and he had a lot to say about role models. They had a tech festival here in Atlanta, and he had a lot to say. And so I love that the role model conversation is coming back up, because we just got through talking about the BET Awards and what we saw there. Yeah. We oftentimes talk about the lack of parenting or toxic parenting a lot of times in, family situations. And so I'm curious, I would love to know, who is one of your role models, Lynee? Like, who's somebody that you really look up to?
I mean, definitely my mother, for sure. And my grandmother, my grandmother passed, but I was really young when she passed. I was 6 years old. But that was my best friend. She was literally my best friend. She taught me so much. First of all, she's just strong. That grandmother that's from the South, she from North Carolina, very Southern. Okay, very, very Southern. So she was very, very Southern. Jerrilyn also is very, very Southern.
And I be trying to close it down, but if I get a little comfortable, you might hear it. But
But I just learned so much about being a woman and also just being a provider. I don't have children, but watching her be the anchor to the family. She was literally the anchor. Everybody came to her. Of course, my grandfather was the breadwinner, but when it came to that nurture or what should I do? Who do I call? She was the go-to person. She had all of the answers. She was able to provide solid advice. Even with me being so young, just watching her navigate, I look back on those moments and I just watch her navigate the family, and people really take heed to everything she did instead. And my mother actually ended up taking on that same role, where now she is the anchor of the family and everybody relies on her. And who do I call? What happens? What do we do next? She is the go-to person. She plans all of our events. She talks to everybody, make sure they're good. She will show up for you at a drop of a dime. She is just someone to admire. For a long time, even as a kid, I never really had my own space. My mom brought in all of my family members. So them transitioning from North Carolina, coming up here, trying to get on their feet, everybody in my family has lived with me. She's also taken in some of my really close friends who had horrible, and I mean horrible living conditions, horrible parents. They were not there for her. She's taken in at least 3 to 4 or 5 of my friends as a kid and let them live with us and took care of them. So she is my rock. That is the person I look up to. That's the one I aspire to be because her heart is so pure. Just having that level of purity, I admire so much.
That is so sweet. Oh my God, not me tearing up, girl.
Stop! And I can't look at you because I'm this girl gonna make me cry. And the worst thing I hate is somebody on camera cry. And I'm not doing it. Let me record.
Girl, no, but I feel you. And I think too, it depends on, just who is in your life, because my mom is also one of my biggest role models. Of course I love my dad too. I'm a lot like my dad, but I think because I saw, and all the things that you mentioned about your mom are beautiful. And I love those things. And then I'm thinking why do I love my mom so much? And I'm because it's a couple times I've seen her get in somebody's ass. And I don't know why, it just did something to me, because she's very small in frame like me. We're tiny people, right? And so knowing that was in her, she carries herself with such grace, and she's so kind and so helpful. But knowing that Val got that dog in her, girl, I was Shiro, I want to be like you when I grow up, okay? Yes. And I think that's just a testament to the types of strength that women have. Because some people my grandmother had what people call quiet strength. She looked like she'd taken a lot. And I think that I too sometimes have that, but I love the fact that when it's time to speak, you're going to hear me. You know what I mean? And I think that's one of those things that I love about my mom. She's just always been she got it. She's cool. And she's a Gemini. So that's why I know I love Geminis, because I'll be bro, y'all be cool till y'all not. All you got to do is act like you got some sense.
That's it.
It really is
that
the only requirement. If you start clowning, they gonna start clowning. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I learned that, you know, dealing with my mom. And so she's always just been so integral in, like, me being the person that I am, you know, like, just having balance when it comes to stuff like that. So I love that these conversations are being had. And I, you know, I want to be a role model to somebody one day. Like, yes. Like maybe not today, because I know I still...
You got a little
working through some things. But I would love to, like, start a nonprofit and mentor little girls. Same. Just so they can understand, like, you ain't got to do what everybody else is doing. Like, you ain't got to show ass. You ain't got to talk about sex. Like, I know that that's what sells, but there is another way. And you don't have to compromise yourself. And there are so many other avenues for success for you. So not only do I have role models, I strive to be one. So
yes, same. I love that, Frank. Your mom sounds amazing. She really does.
Girl, she be cool until like you just have to know a girl, because it be fun until it ain't. Like, you don't even know you're in the middle of a tornado.
Girl, my mother's a Gemini. Like, I know. I'm talking about yet another Gemini. My mom is a Gemini, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, she's so sweet, but she do snap. I ain't mean to put your business out there, but I have cussed people out on my mother's behalf, so not too much.
I have too. Not too same. Much. I didn't know. Like, when people talk about how much they love their kids, and they be like, man, I killed somebody over my kid. It took me one time, me coming out of my body. Like, it took my mama to tell the story, because she was like, girl, I was trying to hold you back. I was like, Mom, I was not that bad. And she was like, girl, I was trying to hold you back. And so that's what I understood, like, unconditional love. Like, you might make me mad. You might say something I don't want to hear. Mm-hmm. But if it's you against anybody else, they need to know they not surviving that interaction.
You just
because like don't think you can play with my girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't think you can play with my girl.
Please.
I love that we have those types of moms though, because I've been seeing in the news like just weird interactions with people and their moms. Like that some rapper girl, the girl was saying her mom shot at her or something.
Whoa.
And yeah, I need to get the details, and we need to break it down a little bit more. But there were comments in the comment section about women being jealous of their kids and stuff like that. And I just thank God
I've witnessed
women being jealous of their daughters.
Yeah, I attract a lot of friends. Well, granted, I don't have no friends no more. But when I did, I attracted a lot. Girl, because sometimes you moving forward, you can't wait for everybody else to catch up, baby. I'm going this way. I can't do that with you. I'm going here. But long story short, in the past, I attracted a lot of women as friends who always had mommy issues. They never liked their mom. They never got along with their mom. And I definitely witnessed their mother being very jealous of them. Extreme jealousy, like sabotaging opportunities, jealousy kind of thing, and just not wanting them to get ahead. And I think a lot of times I felt like that would put a rift in our relationship, because in that moment, all I could do was just understand and just like hear you out, but I could not relate at all. Like, my mom's just not that type of person. And so I'm not going to down talk my mama or say anything about her, trying to relate to what you're going through. And I think sometimes it would put a rift in our relationship because they felt like maybe I just didn't relate. And it was because I didn't. I just didn't. I didn't like the energy that either one of them possessed being around each other. That very argumentative spirit. Yeah. Like, I hate you, get out, kicking them out. It's a lot. It's a lot to be around and experience. It's not normal.
At all. Like, it's very dysfunctional. And I think... Like, I don't know, I feel like the sisterhood aspect of it, as we come up on sister to sister, I just feel like it's so important to not be in competition, because we get it enough. Like, every day we got to compete with people who are unqualified for jobs. We got to compete with other women for men. We'll delve into that later. But I just feel like people are always criticizing us from head to toe. We're scrutinized about the way we look and how we speak and things that we desire to do. Any and everything, any type of criticism that we can be under. Like, I just think we always need to take the opportunity to uplift each other. Now, that don't mean that I can't check you and hold you accountable when you're wrong. And I think sometimes people misunderstand that, because if you my friend, you're supposed to have my back. Girl, you almost got us killed. We got to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're moving in a way that's not healthy.
That's not,
for either one of us.
I agree. Like, talking to them about their relationship with their mom and watching how sometimes they would try to have a better relationship with them and it was not receptive, and how that made them feel, and them having kids. Like, I just want you ladies to know that even though it's nothing. You don't know what's going to happen when it comes to you having children. Just be mindful that even though you don't want to be like somebody, you may still pick up some of their qualities on accident. Mm-hmm. So watch how you, and I'm just saying from what I've experienced, how you deal with your kids, how you talk to your kids. You may not realize that you're slowly turning into your mother. So you want to be very cautious about how you treating them babies, because some of it may rub off on you. Just correct the action and do something different, of course. But I know people like, I'd never be like my mother. I would never do that. And you be surprised how over time you turn right into them. Like,
be spitting image.
I'm telling you, splitting image and don't even realize it. Yeah, exactly.
Girl, seen it happen to the best of them.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that we have healthy relationships with our moms. So that's something that I do. I enjoy. Maybe we should do like a girls trip.
Oh, we should.
My mama, she don't drink. She gonna want to stay in the house. She not gonna want to be in the streets. And I'm telling you now, she's gonna be the designated driver. So,
okay, girl, my mother is outside. Linda is outside. Linda ain't even home right now. If I called her now, her phone would just ring. She's outside, so she's good time.
I love that. I love that for her. Because my mama gonna make sure everybody prayed up and got water, and she gonna make sure everybody don't forget their purse at the last stop. And I love that for her.
Like, she do that too. They get along in that area, but my mother gonna dip off and have a little spritzer. You better believe it's a wine cooler somewhere.
Girl, I would love to. We need to do like a TV show where we just see mothers in their natural habitat.
Yes, I love it.
I think that would be so funny. Okay, so we got to move on to Sista to Sista, and okay. I'm nervous because I know we don't never know.
Surprise!
So, I don't know what's happening. But you guys know that every week we do a Sista to Sista. You guys can tune in or tap in with us on speakpipe.com/she said it first. Leave us your comments or ask us questions. I don't know what we're about to walk into right now, but play the voicemail, I guess.
Drop the track, DJ.
Eric. So is it wrong that I left my wife and kid for a job? It's paying significantly more money.
Wait, is that the whole thing?
Hold up. Hold up. Because I know you did not just say, I'm going to repeat it to you. You just left your wife and kids for a job that pays more money, but you not going to take care of the wife and kids? Why the hell did you get the job if the goal wasn't to provide for your family? I'm so confused. Make it make sense. You making more money for you? You alone? I thought you were supposed to get more money to provide for your family, not leave the family and go get more money. Like what?
Very seldom am I speechless, Lynee. I don't know what happened in this young man's mind. He said, I left my wife and kids because I got a job paying more money. It seemed I left my wife and kids because I got a job paying more money. I left my wife and kids. I left my wife and kids because I got a job paying more money. Okay, so I'm gonna call you Earl. You sound like an Earl to me.
He sound like a Tyrone to me. I hear Tyrone or Jerome.
Tyrone do sound like it's it. It's it. Because I'm not understanding. More money means better quality of life, more provision for the wife and kids. I'm not understanding. When you called into this podcast today.
Let's start from the beginning. Let's start from the beginning.
What did you hope would be the response? Did you think we were going to cheer you on and tell you good job, you're doing great because a man has to chase his goal? Sir, you have responsibilities, duties, and obligations. These people are this is an extent. You made this family. You chose to be a provider for this family. So the fact that you said, I got an opportunity to make more money, deuces. Who is now in charge of the family?
Not going to provide for the family.
This is not the NBA. You cannot just opt out. You can't be traded. Like, no.
What?
There is no renegotiation of the contract, sir. You are bound legally, spiritually, physically to care for these people that you brought them into this. And now you got more, you know what?
Sir, you are angry. Laughable. I'm sorry.
Like, throw it away. Throw it away.
I can't, Jerrilyn. I cannot. And the reason why it was so short, because not a thought was thought. That was all you could get out, was that, because you knew.
As I was listening, I was like, oh, he's not done. There's other, there's more to the story.
But wait, there's more. There has to be. Sir.
He said, no, I saw my chance. Let me ask you this, Tyrone. What that lady doing to you? Because are you fleeing a situation?
Right.
Are the kids destructive? Like, what is happening? Because at the end of the day, you still have an obligation to this family that you created. So I'm not understanding why did you call? I'm upset. Why you call us?
What do you want?
Why did you call us? Stop playing on people's phones. We get up and we go to work every day to provide a living for ourselves. And you got stuff you supposed to be doing something else right now. And you up here calling us playing on our phone.
Because you're supposed to be at that job that's making more money. You're not supposed to be able to talk to us right now. Why? Because you're supposed to be providing for that family that you left. Friend, I just thought about something. What if he was talking about, like, left, like, traveled? Like, he left to travel. I didn't think about it in that way. Wait, so I'm just, like, what if he
means I would have took this man and he coming back. He said it was only a 6-week gig. Boy, you should have clarified that on the voicemail. Because we was finna run you down through there, big dog. You should have said something. If that's the case, call back in. Matter of fact, I'm sorry. Call us back.
I'm done.
Give us the rest of the story. Because is it a contract situation where you just don't be 6 months? Like, what's going on, Tyrone?
What if he was just telling us he took a job somewhere else and had to leave his family?
I still don't like it, because why you ain't making clear for us?
Right? Why would you be so vague? This is still very much your fault. I'm taking no accountability.
Right. Tyrone.
Okay, if it's that, I feel like you guys can weather the storm. If you have kids, you have to weather the storm. You know what I mean? You have to weather the storm when you have children. If you are going to travel somewhere to make more money, then do that. Do that. And hopefully you're saving enough to bring your family with you. I hope that that's the plan, because when we go places and we got families, we're making money to make sure we get them a house. They have, security there. So I am hoping that if this is the case, you are stacking your money so that they can come with you eventually. Jesus.
I hope that is the case, baby, because he is fricassee, barbecue, pineapple on top, grill marks on the front and the back.
Oh, Jesus, that was hilarious.
Girl. And then I'm just like, yeah, we probably did go a little too hard.
And Jerrilyn don't be feeling bad about nothing, y'all, so she's really thinking about it.
Unfortunately, hindsight is 20/20, big dog. Like, I hate it had to come to this.
I know. At least you know not to do that. It's like, at least you know what, moving forward, you know what not to do. So, don't do that. Don't do that. Look, that's unacceptable.
We gave it our best. Based on the information that we had, how it was presented to us, that man said, am I wrong for leaving my wife and kids for a job and paying more money? Bro, that sounds like you cut your phone off and disappeared. That's what it sounds like. Yeah. So if you just have an opportunity temporarily to go make some more money away from your family, kudos to you. That's such a real brother thing to do. Mm-hmm. We need more men like you, Tyrone.
Yeah, we do. Tyrone. You know what?
Yeah.
You just turned into a James.
Men
from Tyrone to James.
As we're here, and kudos to you, brother, for being a provider for your family. I feel like this is the perfect time to end this episode because
just close it out.
Because Lynee done got us canceled. I don't know.
Jerrilyn, it was you. You started this. Jerrilyn, that was so bad. I'm so sorry, sir, if that is not what you meant.
I told you before we started. I said I'm on a 7 today out of 10, and I told you it was going to be bad. I told you it was going to be bad.
It was great. It was great. Everything's fine. Nothing to worry about here.
Yeah,
it was great.
Nothing to see here, guys. Production, we good? It make you want to tap in.
Girl.
Woo, child. Well, I guess we can wrap it up now, friend. I always enjoy, hanging out with you. we had some heavy conversations today, but I think it was much needed. And that's our show. Lynee, talk to the people.
Yes, y'all. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you know every time we upload. This is the She Said It First podcast on the Urban One Podcast Network, baby. Okay?
Damn, we out of here. I love it. We are so fired.
Girl, Jesus. God damn it. I was just getting the hang of it.